While airsoft can be a fun and exciting activity, it's important to prioritize safety at all times to prevent accidents and injuries. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced player, taking the time to learn about airsoft gun safety can make all the difference in having a fun and safe experience for everyone. On the field and also in our store, we regularly experience poor handling of replicas when it comes to safety. Things like pointing the muzzle at others, keeping a finger on the trigger, having a magazine in the replica, and much more. And all of that whilst not being on the field. So, time to do something about that. Today we are going to take you by the hand and guide you in how to safely handle an airsoft replica. For you and everyone around you. Feel free to share this video as much as you can so more airsoft players know about this. First of all, never take your airsoft gun out in public and always carry it out of view. Maybe this sounds obvious, but trust me, it happens. This can be done in a gun case or a gun bag so that others aren't startled or distraught when seeing something that looks like a firearm. What's also an option is to carry it in the box it came in, if you don't have a case or a bag yet. But be careful that there aren't any pictures on there that show the replica or something that resembles a firearm. So this isn't only for your safety, but also for others. You don't want to cause any unnecessary fear or panic and risk the chance of law enforcement being called in. The only place that you should take your airsoft replica out is on a designated airsoft field, at an airsoft store, or at home away from public view. So when traveling towards an airsoft field, always carry your airsoft replica in a suitable case or bag so that it's out of view. An added bonus to that is that it also keeps your precious replica well protected, so why not invest in a good case or bag? When you arrive at the airsoft field, or if you're just handling the replica at home, always treat it as a real firearm. Treat it as if it's loaded and always keep it pointed in a safe direction. Never point your replica at someone outside of the field. This includes the safe zone of the field. It is an area where people are prepping for the game and aren't always wearing protective gear. And an added side note to this, never dry fire your replica when you're not in the field. I can't count how many times I've been in a safe zone and heard someone dry fire their replica. It doesn't matter that your replica isn't loaded, there are still things that can go wrong. So as a rule of thumb, just don't. Once you get out of the safe zone and onto the field, this of course goes out of the window. Because what kind of game would airsoft be if you weren't allowed to shoot at others? Just be patient to get onto the field and don't risk your safety or that of others. And of course, might sound obvious, never look down the barrel of your replica. You would be surprised how many times I've seen this on the field. Added to this, always keep your replica unloaded until you are ready to shoot. Once you get on the field, at the chrono or other place you're allowed to shoot, you can put the magazine in your replica. But other than that, keep the mag and the BBs out. It doesn't matter how well you think your trigger finger is, an accident can happen in an instant. Better to be safe than sorry. As a good segue to the next topic, always keep your replica on safe until you're going to shoot. Almost every airsoft replica has some form of safety, so to not put this on is just plain stupid. One of the most common things we see go wrong in our store and on the field is people having their finger on the trigger all the time. Stop doing this. There is no need to be ready for anything. You're not in an active war zone. You're shooting biodegradable balls at other people. As mentioned earlier, accidents can happen in an instant. Only one twitch in your finger and snap, someone has lost an eye. So keep to your senses and keep that finger safely away from the trigger when it's not supposed to be there. Talking about losing an eye, next up, eye protection. At all times when handling an airsoft replica, wear appropriate eye protection. If you don't know what to look out for when having the correct eye protection, watch this video on our channel. For European players, make sure you have glasses that have at least an EN 166 certification. For players in the US, this should be an NZ-Z87 rated pair. Not only is it important to wear these protective glasses when you're on the field, but also if you're trying your replica out in your garden, at the chrono, or actually anytime you or someone else is going to be firing. Also, if you run into the problem of your protective glasses fogging up, never take them off whilst on the field. Don't run the risk of losing your eyes. You can't replace them. Instead, call out for other players to help you guide to the safe zone or wait for the glasses to stop fogging. Once you're done shooting with your replica, always take your magazine out of it and check to make sure that there aren't any BBs left inside it. With GBB replicas, this can be achieved by racking the slide or bolt back a few times and check if the hop-up is empty. With AEGs and HPA replicas, you can dry fire a few times until no more BBs come out. And with a sniper rifle, you can do the same thing. When clearing, make sure you fire in a safe direction, as per following the guidelines we've mentioned earlier. When storing your airsoft replica, always keep it unloaded. Empty all of the BBs from the magazine, not only for safety but also for the lifespan of the magazine. Added to that, if you're using an AEG, always disconnect the battery from the system when it's not in use, so it can't fire accidentally. And finally, keep it stored in a gun bag, gun case or a safe if that's possible. Don't leave it out in the open. We hope that this video has helped you to learn about how to responsibly handle an airsoft replica. But if you have some added info that we've missed, or if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time.